Oh, it's nighttime. Well, it's not that late, but it gets dark early now. But I wanted to show you guys, because I know that I haven't been really up to date on doing the Sunday book review, but I'm getting to it. I promise I'm getting to it. Been incredibly busy, just nuts enough to not. Anyways, I have the new learning center. Ta-da! Well, anyways, I don't know if you guys remember this desk, but that's where I used to do in fact, the desk was more over here, and then this whole area was sort of cut in half. And anyways, it wasn't really working. I needed more space, so I finally was able to clean up the shop here, which is used for a multitude of things, including building things and, well, as you can see, some rock climbing. And so finally building this place out to get a better classroom, to get a better learning area. People can come here, sit down, we can have a talk, and I got this TV deal set up, and actually built my own stand back here. Okay. So, according to the phone, an M4 is an 832. So that's what we need, 832. We can browse photos now. Little DIY project, which was kind of cool. Man, just had to, put it all together, and there it is, and it works. So on here we'll go pictures and video, and that'll be, I think that'll work out really well. See, look, if you were a student, you'd sit maybe, a member of the group. You could sit here, and then I'd be somewhere over there, chitty-chatting away. But anyways, I thought I would quickly, it's been such a day. Yesterday was pretty busy as well. Mostly out and about working with other horses. And I thought I would quickly go over the last video I put up. I've been getting a lot of input from people, both here on YouTube, online, and then also in person, about how to solve particular problems. A lot of people have problems with their horses giving them trouble about moving, stopping, going, and things like that. And people have asked, how do I do the same thing? How does that work? And I would say my most basic advice I could give, or the general rule, I guess, if you've got a horse, let's see here. If you've got a horse that isn't doing what you want it to do, whether it's turning, whether it's backing or going, whatever it may be, to where the bottom line is you want its feet to go somewhere, you have to consider the idea that you have to start with the lightest thing you can and go up until you get something. And as soon as you get something, you start again. You start from as little as you can do to as much as you have to. And in the example of the video, Luke, I'm going to link it in the thing, and I'll see if I can stick it up in one of the corners or whatever, whatever I can do here on YouTube. There. And what I was trying to show with him is that he's been riding with enough people that don't ride with soft hands, or don't ride with enough sensitivity, or don't ride with enough stubbornness or enough patience to sort of land the maneuvers that we need to get. So say, for example, I ask him to back up. And so when I do it in the video, I hold, and if he doesn't do anything, he just sort of holds against me and resists against me. If I were to give up at that point and try again, or release and then try again or something, I would get an even duller horse. It would get even worse. So you have to stick with it. You have to be patient. And it doesn't mean you have to do more, but you might just have to maintain a little more pressure, till finally something happens. And then when that something happens, you release. And you got to be quick. And the golden rule of this whole thing, everything to do with horses, that I can tell you, it isn't the pressure that is going to teach the horse anything. It's the instigator. It starts, it's like talking. Talking to somebody can be pressure. Looking at somebody can be pressure. It's no different than the horses. So you're trying to communicate. But release of that communication is the most important thing. So it's not the pressure that teaches, it's actually the release that teaches. So if you think about that, the methods can vary, but the end result has to be, if you're using a pressure release technique to teach, then your pressure comes on. It shouldn't make the horse afraid. It shouldn't make the horse frustrated. It shouldn't make them... If you're doing any of that, you've probably gone too far, or you're going too far. And in turn, as soon as you get something, and you got to be very sensitive to that. You have to work off of a feel for a lot of these things, and you probably hear that a lot. But the release of that. So my catch-all answer to these questions that I'm getting from many of you, and I will try to address each one that I've got online that I can address in an understandable manner. I'll do it another time in the Q&A. But if you were to consider in your mind that it is not the pressure that is going to teach them, it's the release of that pressure upon getting at least something that you want. You may not get, so there's the other part that I've talked about in other videos. You may have, from here to here, here's your goal, here's where you are. And you may want to get here, and you may think you need to put pressure on until you get here, but you may only need to put pressure and release for here. And then you build on top of that. Like I did with Luke. A little bit of pressure, he releases, I release too. A little give and take. So hopefully that makes sense. I will do something that is a little more specific for the questions that I did get. But, all in all, I think that should do it. So there you go. The new learning center /shop/ it's a little messy still, I know. I'm working on it, but it's getting there. And I'm excited. We've got our first clinic here Sunday. So for everybody that's going to join, you're going to be very welcome. We're going to have, coffee and some snacks kind of thing. And then another one on November 18th for anybody that's local and wants to check it out. I think I'll try to get some video and maybe use some material from it for a specific video. But overall, yeah, the time that's going to be spent here, it's going to be good. We're going to have a lot of hands-on material. So stuff that while I can teach a lot of it, sort of by talking a lot or by looking at visuals, a lot of the material is going to be hands-on. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be good. Anyways, so that's it for now, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, things are finally catching up on things. So should be able to get out some more videos soon. Check out some horsey stuff and that kind of thing. So Okay, well, that's it for me. Horses are done. Everything's good. Heading in for the night. See you guys soon.